This is Sean, and in this video I want to talk about my most recent purchase, which is this concrete buggy. And so this was a job where we were doing a channel drain behind a homeowner's house to stop her basement from flooding. And Harvey rented this one, and this was the first time I'd ever seen one of these before. And from the moment I saw it, I knew I had to have one because it just hauls material. And so for moving material around, this thing is really, really good.
I want to get one of these. Want to buy one? Yeah.
Take a look at how this thing just carries this concrete all the way up this steep hill. So I wasn't really sure how we were going to get the concrete up this really, really steep hill, because I didn't know that these things existed. So you can see me in the foreground right there trying to push that wheelbarrow up there, and this concrete buggy is just flying up this hill with a full load of concrete in it. And so after this job I was thoroughly impressed with this machine, and I knew I had to have one. This is a job where we did a French drain in a backyard kind of up a hill, and what we had to do here, and you can see me right there, is I had to take a scoop with the bucket, and then I had to track this thing all the way to the dump truck and dump the scoop of dirt, and then track it all the way back to where we were digging and get my next scoop. And so it was just a very, very time-consuming, laborious, slow motion type of way of getting this thing dug. And so I think a concrete buggy would be fantastic for this type of application. Another really good application for a concrete buggy would be in this French drain, and you just saw this video. I just posted this one a couple days ago, but the guys and I were just hauling this dirt that we were digging out of this French drain with wheelbarrows, and this would have been another fantastic application for that concrete buggy, and so I knew I had to get one. The major problem I saw with these concrete buggies is that, one, they can't load themselves, and two, they can only dump from the position of the concrete buggy itself. And so I've been thinking about how I could use this for a while, and I knew I already had an excavator so I could load it with the excavator. But the only real application I could see for it was moving dirt around or gravel around on a level surface. So take a look at, I've been looking for them, and take a look at what I found on a Facebook ad. This guy is advertising to rent his concrete buggy, but take a look at what he's got going on here. He's got it in the back of his dump trailer, and he's got his concrete buggy dumping dirt. It's wheeling up, it's tracking up into the back of the dump trailer and dumping dirt in the back of that thing. And so when I saw this ad, it really hit me that this thing could be used to actually load trailers as long as you had a dump trailer that was low enough. So it won't load my dump truck, but it will load a dump trailer. And so I think my next purchase is going to be a dump trailer to go along with this concrete buggy. Along with that canycom concrete buggy, which is made by IHI, there is this company out of the US that makes them. This is Allen. The nice thing about this concrete buggy or track buggy is that you can get parts for this. So you can pull up a exploded diagram and buy parts right offline. This one is just not very common. You don't see it too much. Another one here is the Toro. They call this the Toro mud buggy. And I looked at this one as well. Same thing, you can get parts for this one really easily because you can pull up the website and type in the model number and parts are right there. But the canycom was just so much more common and everybody was using that one, so I figured I wanted that one. So take a look here. I had talked to the dealer about this particular one here, this unit, and for whatever reason I talked to the guy, I was texting him, I was emailing another guy, and then they just stopped responding to me, and I told them I wanted it. They were supposed to get me the paperwork. I called the rental yard and talked to another guy. He said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Text me your info, I'll get you the paperwork right away." And he ghosted me too. And so this guy here, he had been talking to me, or I had texted this guy, and his voicemail was full, and he didn't get back to me for like 3 or 4 days. And then he got back to me, said he was out of town, and he was just like on the spot with it. And so went ahead. It was a Friday. I said I'll take it. He dropped the price way down for me. So it was Friday. I gave him my credit card number. He was going to take a deposit on the credit card, and I had to wire the rest of it. And I never heard back from him. It was Saturday. I called him, no answer. Texted him, no answer. It was Sunday, no answer. And I had already talked to a company through Freight-Star right here for getting a hot shotter or a trucking company to deliver this thing. This thing is all the way up in Ohio. And so Monday rolls around, and the guy texts me back, the salesman texts me back and says, Tuesday pickup would be great. I'll call you shortly. Never heard from him, called him, never heard from him. The trucking company was texting me saying, do you want this thing? I've got a driver. We can pick it up on Tuesday, which was the next day. I said, yes, go ahead and do it. I paid them. It cost me about $700 to get it delivered. And then Tuesday rolls around. I call the guy. No answer. I call the store. They say, oh, he's on the phone. He'll call you right back. And finally, I called back like an hour and a half later, and they were loading the machine onto the hot shotter. And the guy was like, oh, you know, I'm just going to give it to you, and I'm going to run your credit card, and I'm just going to hope and take it on good faith that you'll pay the rest of it by the wire transfer. And so I ended up getting the thing that night, and the next day I had to go to the bank and screw around with that and get the wire transfer done. So it was just a long, weird process trying to find one of these things and find somebody who would actually sell me theirs. This was the hot shotter that delivered the concrete buggy to me. So he showed up about 8:30 that evening, and he had it on the back of his flatbed right here. This was a 5500 Dodge, and they had loaded it at the rental yard with a forklift. And so I had my skid steer out here with the forks on it, ready to go.
It's funny though, because like, so it'll work. Definitely. good, you're on it. Yeah, you're clear, you can come down with it. I just got a bill of lading I can get you to sign.
Okay.
And I'll send it to the shipper.
Yeah. That hot shotter was named Colin Jones, and he called me up. He was on his way, and he was planning on making the delivery the next morning because it was so late. And I said, man, come on tonight. And he got there and got unloaded. And he was super happy about that because that meant that he could be moving on to the next job. He was on his way down to Rock Hill, South Carolina. So he's out of Ohio, and if you need anything moved, this is your guy right here. So I let him know that I'm looking for a dump trailer, so he may be doing another hotshot load for me. All right, you ready to see how it works?
Yeah.
All right. Go drive it around. Try the bucket. Boom! Either way. Oh, backwards. One of the things I want to do with this new concrete buggy is I want to start renting it to my concrete guy, Harvey. He often has to go to the rental yard and it takes forever and he has to fill out paperwork and he has to return it later in the day and he's under a time limit. So I'm thinking this trailer here pairs really well with this thing, and so I'm thinking if I can maybe even deliver it to Harvey's job site, that might make it way easier and faster for him, and I can get some more use out of it. I guess I'll go ahead and end this video on this new concrete buggy. I'm really excited about this, and hopefully you'll be able to see it in a lot of upcoming videos. And I think it'll make moving gravel around a lot easier, making these French drains a lot easier as well. But mainly it'll make it easier on the guys and the amount of physical labor we have to do for it. So we'll see if I get a dump trailer. Dump trailers right now in the country are just like sold out and they're at a premium right now. You can't find them anywhere, new or used. So we'll see if I get one of those, but hopefully I will. But this thing should be very, very valuable in moving materials around. All right, it's official.